Boom. All right, there we go. Let me know if you guys can hear me as usual. I always want to double check. Beautiful. We got Yemi is live, ready, bro. Oh, there shoot. We go. Let me know. Oh, okay, there we go. Muted it. Guys, what's going on? Looks like we got Yemi live in the house. I'm gonna wait a moment. And I want to make sure that you guys can actually hear me. I have a new setup, and got the mic plugged in, got all my cords, my computers. I got the double monitor. Just want to make sure you guys can hear me. So Yemi, can you hear me? Aaron Vogler, I know you're on. You always are. Beautiful. Matt Scott. What's going on, Matt Scott? That's a new name. Good to have you on. Who else is on? Aaron Vogler, I know you're on, dude. You always are. While we're doing that, I'm going to crack into the Monst, the white Monst. So give me a second here. Wait for it. Oh, yeah, right on the keyboard. Let me go ahead and get that off. That's not good. Right onto the keyboard to start the day. Let me go ahead and just... Oh, hopefully I didn't do anything weird. Okay, there we go. Okay, guys. Oh, now it's asking if it plays. Can you guys still hear me? Let me know. I had to push a button. Is everyone still hearing me? Make sure this is live. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, we've got Dave. Shoot. Nice. Good morning. Yes, you can hear me. Amazing. We got FNH Media. What's going on from Iowa? Let me know one more time, guys, if you can hear me, and then let's freaking dig into this. I got a lot I want to cover, and I want to get going because it's already 10:05 MST, and it's going to take us the entire hour. But for those that are on, I appreciate you guys being on. Can you hear me? Let me know one more time. I had to push a button because I spilled some monster on my freaking keyboard. Want to make sure the sound's good. Okay, beautiful. Okay. So guys, first and foremost, a couple of housekeeping, a couple of things I want to cover is James Moore says all good from Ireland. I love that the internet, we got people from Ireland, we got people from Iowa, we got people from I guess that's the only two places I can confirm, and I'm in Utah. It's fascinating that this is a thing. Guys, first and foremost, just a heads up. I just took a little, I don't know how many years ago it was. For traveling to Africa, I had to take my typhoid fever pills, and I am due to re-up my pills. So I just took a typhoid fever pill, and I remember last time doing this, I felt a little sick. I'm hoping that this doesn't make me sick this time, but I literally just took this like 20 minutes ago. So just a heads up, I'm preemptively warning you, if I have to dash into the bathroom, then that is why. But anyway, so I've got the typhoid flowing through my body right now. Pretty crazy that you actually take and you swallow the live virus. And yeah, so that's just a quick heads up. Secondly, guys, I am thrilled about the creation of the content that we've been putting out, the live show that we do every single week. For those that are new to this channel, guys, let me just go ahead and walk you really quickly through all the stuff that we put out every single week. So we have this show. It's 10 a.m. Every single Monday, 10 a.m. MST. We have this show. We talk about all things digital real estate. I like to give practical tips. I like to speak from experience. I like to answer Q&A at the end. We have this show at 10 a.m. Okay. You also, if you go into my free Facebook group, art-of-preselling.com, that is chock full of content. I usually post at least once a week in there personally, but also I do a live call every single Wednesday at 4:30 p.m. MST every single Wednesday. Again, all things Dre. What I do on that call is I like to bring somebody on that has been through this process, been through our program, has gotten success, whether they're at 10K, 20K, maybe it's their first deal. And we do that every single Wednesday. Okay. We are just this week, we are going to start implementing something that we used to do. And we are going to be doing every Tuesday, Thursday, we're going to be having live interviews with people that are in this business model, getting deals in this business model. That is going to be Tuesday, Thursday. Time is to be determined. Okay. So that we have all of that. I also have my Instagram page. You guys can check things out on there. I post different stuff on my Instagram page. It is at Digital Drug Dealing. We've got my personal Instagram page, my own Facebook page, my TikTok, okay, at Digital Drug Dealing. And so I wanted to share these things because if you are looking to get into digital real estate or you want to learn more about digital real estate, I forgot something else. If you guys want to get a free training that I put together that gets your feet wet, lets you kind of see what this is all about and see if it's something that you could see yourself doing long term, go to either digitallandlords.com, or you can just skip ahead because this will lead you to another page, which is rent, R-E-N-T, simple, S-I-M-P-L-E, sites, S-I-T-E-S.com, rentsimplesites.com. That will lead you to a free training, and you can check this out. I'm telling you all of this because, guys, we're just getting started. The content that I'm putting out, my commitment is that my free content will be better than the content y'all are paying for, than the content you're buying from all these other people that are out there talking about rank and rent. And by the way, we don't talk about rank and rent. We talk about rent, then rank. But I just want to let you guys know because I'm sure whether if it's right now, one of the people that's live, or whether they're going to be watching it later today or tomorrow or later this week, I know I got some people out there that are watching this channel that do not want to see me succeed, that do not want to see me continue to grow. And I'm here to tell all of you watching, and those of you that are on here that give me your time, and I appreciate you, that I'm going to continue to put out this content. By the way, on our YouTube channel, we put out a new video every single day forever. We've been doing it for almost a year. As of next month, it'll be 1 year. We put out a new short every single day. We put out a TikTok every single day. And I just want to let you guys know that is going to continue, but we are getting ready to double, triple, quadruple down on content and add. We're not going to be doing less. We're going to be doing more. So I'm letting you guys know that. I appreciate you being here. I will not let you down. The content will be high quality. The content will be speaking from experience from somebody that's actually built a business in this space. And then for those of you that are peeping the channel that don't want us to succeed, you ain't going to catch us, bro. There's no way you're going to be able to put out this much content, this much good content. We are just getting started. So you may as well quit before you get started. No, I'm just kidding. I'm cool too. Like, you guys want to keep doing your stuff, but I am going to ramp this up. So guys, get ready. I am the king of DRE, DRE, digital real estate. And for anyone that's brand new, as I always like to say, digital real estate on this channel is not the metaverse. It is not NFTs. This is the simple business model of picking a simple niche, picking a market, a simple and small city, small as we possibly can, that still has the demand, that still has enough leads, right? Building a list of people, setting up a one-pager, running ads to one-pager, getting a couple leads, sending them leads, eliminating the objections, closing the deal, and rinsing and repeating, doing it again and again and again until we get to whatever the desired amount of income is. That is what we talk about on this channel. It is the greatest business model on the internet. My two brothers are involved. My sister just started getting involved. Some of my best friends are involved. I believe in this so much. I am turning every single person I can onto this business model. I am screaming it from the rooftops, and I am going to make sure that when this business model blows up, because we haven't even gotten started, that my name is the one associated. Oh yeah, that model. That's the guy with the crazy hair that screams all the time. Guys, I just got a comment. This is the hilarious comment. I had to screenshot it. Somebody just commented on one of the YouTube videos that I put out and said, turned it off at 45 seconds, stop screaming randomly. This is what somebody said, TM, that's who said that they turned it off immediately or whatever. See it, bro. And I love the response. Somebody said to them, they said, bye, like all drug out. Dude, if you have a problem with how I deliver this stuff, go find some other channel. This is how I roll. I'm excited about this stuff. I'm drinking my white monster. I'm freaking pumped. This model, guys, got me out of $60,000 in debt. This model allowed me to buy the cars I want to buy real estate, put money into different investments. I just sent out $100,000 to a syndicate literally last Wednesday. It's allowed me to play real life Monopoly, have freedom to travel when I want to travel, do what I want to do. It has literally changed my life. And I don't mean that in a corny way, but I get pumped about it because I know that if every single one of you, no matter what you're trying to do, put in the pool, take care of your family, you can use this business model to accomplish that thing. And I know we always talk about, we have a business model and we could build a cool lifestyle around the model. In this model, we first design the life and the business model can fit around the life. And it's so cool every time I get on the phone or Kyle gets on the phone with people who see this channel or they're in our Facebook group or whatever, and they get on and they want to join Digital Landlords, our paid program. I get to hear these stories and everybody's different. Some people, they have a parent that they want to take care of. Some people, they have a child that they're worried about or whatever, has health issues, and they're going to use this income to pay for that. Some people just want to travel. Some people have debt. Some people want to be able to go and buy the car that they've always wanted to buy, the Audi, whatever, right? It doesn't matter what it is. This business model can fit into any of those boxes, and you can use this as the vehicle to get it. So if I get a little bit pumped and I start screaming, I'm not sorry. That's how we roll around here. So you've been warned. For all of you that are on this call, I get a little bit excited. And with that, let's freaking rock and roll. Who do we got on the call today? We got James Moore says, quick question. Do you buy links? No, I do not buy links. And by the way, any questions, any comments, please ask them. I will make sure to either create a YouTube video about it or answer it in the comments. Something, we will get it asked or we will get it answered. So thank you for the messages. Let's see. FNH Media said, eat some food. No, it specifically says, he's referring to my typhoid pill. It specifically says, do not eat food for 1 hour. Because no, I totally understand. I know what you're thinking. That when I take like malaria medicine and stuff, doxycycline, you're supposed to eat with it. I've not eaten and gotten very, very sick. With this one, you specifically can't eat for 1 hour. So thanks for the suggestion, but I can't eat or I would. James said, I thought you were going to say you took some Coke. I've never tried cocaine. I have to admit, I would tell you if I had. I've never tried Coke or cocaine. What do you think of the review that ePay did of your course and style? Great question. I'm happy to answer that at the end. I've got some thoughts. I'd love to share that at the end. Okay, I'll remember that one. Kurt says, better late than never. What's up, Kurt? I know who you are. Low key production. Hey, Nick, if I'm getting clicks on the ad but no calls, should I change the offer on the ad or change the landing page? Great question. We're going to answer at the end. Is there any problem with using Google Sites? Let's answer that. Great questions, guys. I'm going to address as many of these as I can, but I want to get into today's call because today we got an exciting topic. Real quick though, last thing is I wanted to just hit on what we talked about last week. Last week was I think it was episode 17, and we talked about how to make professional money, how to make doctor, lawyer, professional money doing this business model, okay? And the biggest thing for me, and the reason I wanted to even bring this up, guys, is it's stupid. It's stupid that we're even talking about that there's even a model out there. There's a business model out there that you can get into with very little money, with no education, with nothing more than a laptop, a Wi-Fi connection, and some hustle. And you can go and have the potential to earn more than doctors, lawyers, and other professionals who have years and years of school, years and years of racked up debt, years and years of their life gone down the drain. And we can shortcut the system and we can get into a model like this. Now, does everybody make professional money? No. That's why we talked about it. My takeaway from last week, you guys have to check out that episode because everyone wants to know what's the difference between somebody that makes professional money, that makes, 50 grand a month or 100 grand a month, and somebody that barely gets their first deal or barely breaks even, right? There's a huge difference. Does everybody make professional money? Of course not, right? Like every doctor doesn't make $1 million either. Doesn't make $500,000 either. My biggest takeaway, you guys have to go check out that episode. But if you want to know my biggest takeaway and the punchline from last episode is if you want to make professional money, start treating this professionally. Quit dabbling. Quit being the guy or the gal that's doing this part-time, that's doing this, and I'm going to try it out. I'm going to do one site. I'm going to just dabble, right? That's your problem, right? I hate the term side hustle. It's like my least favorite term. Ironically, this past week, I got into a Forbes article, and it was a Forbes article about side hustles. And I even put in my post on Facebook, ironically, I hate the term side hustle, okay? When you think about something like a side hustle, you treat it like a side hustle. You treat it as an afterthought. You treat it as a let me get to it after I take care of everything else. You want to make professional money? Start treating this professionally. Start treating this like your main hustle. And when you first get started, I'm not telling you to go quit your job. I'm not saying that. I'm not sure that's the right answer for everybody. I'm not sure that's the right answer for anybody. That's what I had to do because that's how I am. But not everyone's like that. Not everyone needs to jump out in the water to figure out how to swim. Okay, I think there's better ways to do it, right? But when you get started, you have a 9-to-5 job and you have kids or you have commitments or whatever it is, you have to keep doing your 9-to-5 so you continue to pay the bills. But even if it just starts off and you mentally shift from this rent then rank, this business model being your side hustle to mentally, this is your main hustle. That is the first step. You need to quit dabbling. You guys have to quit treating this like your side hustle. You want to make pro money? Start treating this professionally. Start treating this like somebody who does this full time, period. Okay. Even if at first it's a mental thing. Provide a professional service. Don't provide some hobnob, I'm in my mom's basement kind of service. Even if you are, guys, I understand. Some of y'all are 19, 20, 21. Some of you guys are a lot older and you're still in mom's basement. I'm okay with that. It's okay if you are in mom's basement, but we need to provide a service that does not scream, I'm sitting in my mom's basement. Nothing wrong with mom's basement. Okay, nothing wrong with mom's basement, but we need to make sure that business owners don't feel like that. And guys, if you think that business owners are getting tricked, if you think business owners get on the phone with you or listen to you or get your free leads or whatever, and they can't tell if you do this full time and you're one of the top 1%ers, or if you're somebody that's just dabbling, that just got into it and isn't taking it seriously, you're crazy. These people aren't stupid. These are business owners, okay? These people know when you are somebody that's serious about your business, when you're somebody that does this for a living, or you're somebody that just heard about this and you're doing it and you're just kind of dabbling, okay? If you guys want to make professional money, $50,000 a month, $60,000, $70,000, $100,000 per month, which I have been able to do, you need to start treating this professionally. If you want to watch the full episode, which I highly recommend, because every single one of these episodes is a new topic, a new angle, a new everything, go watch the last episode, go to the channel, go to the community section, go to the lives, and you can see it's episode 17, how to make professional money. All right. Guys, let's talk about the topic today. I am pretty pumped. We're going to talk about how to start a rank and rent business with $500 or less. I'm pumped about this. Let me get another sip of the Monster. Hang tight. Let's see what other questions we got here. Let's see. Mohammed says, 20% conversion rate, 1 out of 5 clicks converting into leads. Is that expected conversion rate in this model? Dude, awesome questions, guys. Awesome questions. What I would like to know, I'm wondering if I can do this. Let me see. No, I can't. Never mind. Okay. Guys, let's talk about this. Let's talk about how to start a rank and rent business with $500 or less. I'm just going to pull up my notes. I jotted a few things down. I don't want to forget anything. But I want to start this. This is going to be a really fun topic. I love the whole, like, nothing better than just sitting down with somebody and like learning about their situation. This is something I really like to do. So I'm sitting down, and this is why I used to love doing the sales calls so much inside of Digital Landlords and getting people into the program and talking. Like when people apply, we have somebody that goes and they get on a call with you and they figure out, where you're at, what you want to do, and if this is the model that's right for you. Obviously, for us to scale up, for us to actually be able to serve more people, I had to withdraw myself from that spot. But I have done a pretty good job of, like, I try to hop on as many calls as I can, even if it's for a few moments. But it's one of my favorite things to do is sit down with somebody, and maybe it's you. Like, let's take somebody, for example. Let's say it's Lordly Vane Cockshirt. Dude, the YouTube names y'all come up with are incredible. Okay. So I love sitting down with people and just figuring out like where they're at and what they want to do and what they've tried, and showing them that this might be the business model they want to get into, right? I can't, if you try and convince somebody, it never works, right? They have to, you almost have to like let them discover it for themselves. And that's why I like to put out so much content, because I'm not in the business of cold calling people or cold DMing people that join my group or whatever. I don't do any of that. All of our stuff is we want to attract people into our program. And so it's really, really fun for us to sit there and go, all right, where are you at? What's the situation? And show them or show you how this model and our program, we can get you there, right? And so what I would like to say first is, number one, this is one of my favorite topics, because I have seen my little brother, who is 22 years old, newly married, not a nickel to his name, well, it didn't have any, start and jump into this in right before Thanksgiving. For those of you that aren't in the US, this is mid-November, end of November. And he has been able to scale up to $7,500 per month within 90 days, okay? And it was cool because he knew what I did. He knew that this is how I made my money. He's known about it for years. And I never pushed him. I just said, hey, whenever you're ready to hop in, let me know. And he finally got married, came to me, and he's like, dude, things are winding down on the farm. It's going to be winter. I'm not going to I have time now, right? Because he helps my dad on the farm. He's going to be taking over the family farm. And so I said, well, dude, what do you think about hopping into this? And it was like the right time, everything. So he hops in the training. It's just been super cool to see him do it. Now, my other brother, who's a cop, I've been saying the same thing to him. Like, dude, you do these 3 on, 3 off type of deals. Why don't you, on your days off, jump in and start making some extra money? So this is a really, really fun topic for me. I've seen it change a lot of people's lives. Add that money. Maybe you could be the person, guys, you might be the person that just needs a couple extra $1,000 a month. That's okay. Okay. That's okay. I always look at things and go, how do we make this as big as possible? If I'm going to do this, if I'm going to spend a third of my life working, first of all, I better like it. Okay. Second of all, it better be something that has infinite upside, because if I'm going to put my money, my time, my effort, my energy into it, I better be making the most I possibly can. Right. So anyway, guys, this is a really fun topic for me. So I'm going to be like really high energy for this one. This is a fun one. Okay. And if you're somebody who's already been and gotten started into this is still going to be, there's going to be some amazing takeaways for you and some good refreshers on things that you should be doing. But especially those of you that maybe just discovered me, maybe you're researching some other model and this popped up as recommended video, or you're researching some other program or some other guru guy and this recommended, you're like, who's this guy? Let me check this out. Hang with me, because I'm going to give you guys some nuggets here. But I want to just let you know a couple of things. Number one is, this is the simple framework that I'm going to give you. Okay. I need you guys to keep in mind, I have spent over the past 6.5 years, I have spent over somewhere between $20,000 and $30,000 buying courses, hopping into groups, literally paying one-on-one mentors. Like, I have spent a lot of money to learn this framework and piece this thing together and perfect this framework. I went through a lot. Over $1.3 million spent in Google Ads, over $20,000 spent in programs, over 200 websites built in the wrong city and the wrong niche, which means it was a complete waste of time. I've hired the wrong people. I've been greedy at times and lost the good people. I've made all the mistakes, man. Okay. And that's why I can speak on this. But I want to let you guys know that you need to keep in mind that I've been doing this for a long time. I've spent the money. I put in the hours. I've put in way more than 10,000 hours. Like, I put in so many hours. Shoot, dude, if you just looked at the amount of hours I've spent looking at cities, I guarantee I have looked at over 1,000 cities. I have assessed personally, not my team, not my VAs, personally assessed and looked at over 1,000 cities. So you need to keep this in mind. I am just going to be giving you the framework. There's no way in 1 hour I could give you all the answers, all the details, answer all the questions. So you need to know that, okay? Next, my recommendation for you is that you take this framework, and the best possible outcome is you couple this with somebody that can teach you and that can give you all the details. And you should probably most likely get into a group. You should get into a course. That doesn't mean it needs to be mine. I may not be your guy. Whoever it was that commented and said they stopped my video at 45 seconds because I was screaming, dude, I ain't your guy, man, because guess what I do in my program? I'm freaking high energy, dude. I get excited. I like to scream. I like to say some naughty words once in a while because I get that passionate about it, okay? I ain't your guy. I can tell you that right now. I'm not saying it needs to be my program. It doesn't need to be Digital Landlords, but your best results is if you take this framework and you couple it with a program. Just make sure that you ask the person that you're buying from, how much are you making from this business model? How much have you made from this business model? And don't just sign on the dotted line and jump into a program because it sounds good. Ask the tough questions. I put out a YouTube video this week that talked about asking that question. It's going to make people uncomfortable. It might make you uncomfortable, but why wouldn't you? Wouldn't you ask the trainer that's about to train you, you're about to pay money to? Wouldn't you ask them to take off their shirt and show you their body? Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you want them to have achieved the body you're looking to achieve? Wouldn't you ask the financial advisor you're about to hire to show you their bank account, to show you their investments? So why do we jump into programs with people who have never done this and all they've done is made money selling the program instead of doing the business model? Okay, so that's another little thing I wanted to bring out. Okay, lastly, this is simply a framework. There's going to be a lot of unknowns. There's going to be a lot of questions. There's going to be a lot of what about this niche? What about that? There's a lot of great questions you guys are asking in the comments. I'm going to answer as many as I possibly can, but I'm here to tell you there is going to be a lot of questions that you're going to have. And that is the purpose of why we have the paid program. So I am just letting you know, this is the framework. This is exactly, there is nothing that I'm going to tell you today that is not correct, is not what I use. It's just that we do not have the time to cover every single thing. Okay. That is why we have the program. So with that said, guys, I don't want you to trust me. I'm going to share a lot of stuff today. I'm going to share some nuggets. I'm going to share some things that if you will take them, you can go make money. However, I don't want you to trust me. I don't. Because if you trust me and just take my word for it, that means you're doing the same thing with everybody else. And I know what's out there. I want everything I say, I want you to think, okay, that makes sense. Let me go and try it out. Let me go and test it out. Okay. Do not trust anybody. Go and test everything. Listen, put it in your head, roll it over, think about it. Okay, that kind of makes sense, but then go and test it out. That is what you should do. Do not trust me. Okay. And that should put you at ease a little bit. The fact that I'm telling you to go test it out and not just to take my word for it, that either means that I'm an idiot or this actually works. Okay. So that said, guys, give me one moment here. Let me just give me one moment. I got to turn down the heat. It is about 1,000,000 degrees in this robe. So give me 10 seconds. I'm back, baby. All right, here we go. Had to turn down the heat. It is getting nice and toasty in here. Okay, so guys, my goal for this video is I want to show you, my goal is to prove to you and to show you that you do not need to overthink this. Quit overthinking this and start getting involved. I want to show you that the beauty of this business model is the simplicity of this business model. The fact that it is not overly complicated, the fact that it is straightforward and it's to the point. And I think that sometimes we look at it and it's almost like we're too smart for it. We're like, dude, that can't be that simple. It can't be that simple. It is. Okay. I'm not that complicated of a person. And this has literally changed my entire life and has allowed me to start accumulating a fortune, and I'm going to continue to do so. Okay. So All right, let's talk about this, guys. How to start a rank and rent business with $500 or less. Yes, it's possible. But again, I just want to give those caveats. So here's what I want. We got to lay a little bit of some groundwork, some context here. And I'm going to go over a couple things really quick. And then I'm going to review our 7-step process that we use. And some of you guys are like, man, I've heard this a million times, but are you doing it? Are you doing it? Okay. So number one, the way that we're going to start this rank and rent business, right? No matter who you are, no matter what it is that you do, I don't care what country you're in. I don't care what your accent is. I don't care what language is your first language. I don't care. Okay. I don't care if you're comfortable calling people on the phone, if you're a cop, if you're a teacher, it doesn't matter. Okay. The internet and money does not care who you are, what language you speak, none of that. Okay. But I want to just let you guys know, if I were going to do this and how I'm going to show you how to do this is, in order to do this, in order to start a rank and rent business for less than $500, number one is we aren't going to be using the traditional model. Okay. We're not going to be using the rank and rent model. And for those that are like, what do you mean? What I mean is there's a distinction. There is the rank and rent model where we pick a niche, we pick a city, we build a website, we start doing SEO, we wait 4 to 6 to 9 to 12 months. If you did the homework correctly, hopefully it's within 4 to 6 months. We cannot, in order for us to get a deal, in order for us to start making money for less than $500, we cannot do the traditional model. And I know that people go, oh, that's interesting. So guys, on this channel, if you're brand new, the way that we teach it, the way that I do it is always rent first, rent the website first, go and get the deal first, and then build out the property and then rank the property. And guys, we have to build out the property. We have to rank the property. That's what makes this whole thing work, right? That's what gives us those juicy margins. So don't think that we're not interested in that. But for this to work, we have to sell first. Now, I'm hearing a lot of people, there's a lot of chatter out on the internet, a lot of people creating videos saying that, you know, whatever, this, that, and the rest about rent then rank. Guys, I want you to think about it. Use your head. It actually costs you more money to do it the traditional style. To go and rank a website and then rent it, it's going to cost you more money, period. Everyone goes, oh, I don't have money to spend on Google ads. Dude, you're going to be spending more than that running, doing it the traditional style. Let me explain. Number one, let's say you want to get into it. First of all, you're going to do a rent. You're going to pick a city, pick a niche, right? You're going to go and you're going to pay for the domain. Great. There's some money. You're going to pay for the hosting. There's some money. You're going to probably pay for the security or the privacy. There's another $10 you're going to spend. Okay. Then you're going to go and you're going to have to, you're going to have to spend your time, which does cost money, okay, to build out the website that you don't even know is going to rent, that you don't even know is going to rank, that you don't even know is in the right city or niche, right? And you're going to spend your time building out the website. You're going to go get the photos. It's going to take you more time. You're going to go and you're going to do the content and learn how to do content, right? It's going to take you time, or you're going to have to pay someone to do it. These all cost money, right? Once we do that, guess what? Now we got to start doing backlinks, and we got to figure out how to do backlinks, and we got to go and figure out that, or we got to go pay somebody. And it's money, 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 money. And then we wait 4 to 6 months, which no one wants to wait 4 to 6 months, right? I don't have time. I need money now, right? We wait 4 to 6 months and we build these sites and we've done everything perfectly and leads start to trickle in. And then we start to question, oh yeah, I'm ranking, but guess what? I didn't do the homework correctly. I'm ranking number 1. I'm ranking in the Google My Business. I somehow figured that out, but there's only 5 leads a month coming in. How am I going to make money off this? Well, you did the homework wrong, right? You just spent 6 months. You ranked in a city, a niche that you thought was good. And you just found out after 6 months, there's not enough leads to get a deal. You're the number 1 guy. You're the number 1 gal. You're the number 1 in that city. There ain't enough volume. So you just wasted 6 months of your life, right? Let's assume that there is enough volume, but let's assume you're only getting like 10 leads and you're stuck on bottom of page 2, or you're ranking for a couple terms. Now you're like, well, I got to wait until we get to the very top, because I don't know if I could sell this at 10 leads. You don't have the ability to crank up the budget like you do on ads, right? So now you wait till month 9 to even consider selling it. Guys, think about it, man. It's not cheaper to do rank and rent. The beautiful part about rent then rank is we are going to figure out if this area is good right off the bat. We are going to figure out if there's even a business owner that's willing to pay us right off the bat. We are going to make money right off the bat, or we're going to lose it and figure out that's the wrong city. Okay. And heaven forbid, let's say we spend the $500 and we got to go roll another $500 into it, go ask a friend, go get a credit card. Guess what? All you got to do is get to that first deal, and all the mistakes that you made, you're breaking even and making money on deal number 1. Okay. So we got to realize, in order for us to start a rank and rent business for $500 or less, we got to be doing rent, then rank. Okay. I believe that the rank and rent process is something that, like, unless you're doing this as a hobby and you don't care that you're making money, it makes no sense to me. Okay. And that's someone that did it for years and years and years and years and years. And I ended up with a bag of websites that weren't ranked, that I wasn't confident in, some were ranked, not getting enough leads. And I was exhausted, and I felt like hopeless in this business model because I didn't know somebody like me that was making the kind of money that I was able to get to doing this business model. Okay. So number 1 is we are not going to be using the rank and rent model. We have to use rent, then rank. And I just want to reiterate that model, the build the website, let it rank, is actually more expensive. Quit getting tricked into thinking that it's not. It's like the gym pass, where you go in and it's advertised $10 a month, and you don't go to the nice club with the pool and the towel service and the nice locker room and the sauna because you want the $10 a month. And guess what? The $10 a month also has a minimum contract, and the $10 a month also has a cleaning fee and an equipment fee and then this fee and that fee. And when you really calculate out how much you spent over the year, you would have been about the exact same, if not cheaper, going to the nice fitness club, but you chased the $10. Quit getting tricked into it by people who aren't making money doing it. Okay. Period. Why would we use our own money to build out our business when we can use OPM or other people's money? Why wouldn't we use other people's money to build out our empire? Okay. Lastly, my last point on this, in order for us to build this business for $500 or less, we are going to be focusing on getting the deal and not on building the site. I need to tell everyone on this call and let it be heard for the 100th or 200th or 300th time that the easy part of this model is building the website, getting the lead. Okay. And I know that sounds crazy because you might be sitting there and you might be the exact same way that I was in 2016. You don't know what a domain is. You don't know what hosting is. You don't know the first thing about Google ads or this or that or the rest. Welcome to the club, dog. I didn't know that a www dot whatever was called the domain. I didn't know what HostGator was. I didn't know what a backlink was. I didn't know what SEO stood for in 2016. Here we are 7 years later, 6.5, 7 years later, and I have made multiple millions of dollars. And I'm telling you, we still using the drag and drop web builders. Okay. So for all you SEO snobs that think that the Weebly's and the Wixes and the whatever don't work, let's compare how much money we made. Are you in this to be the purist, or are you in this to make money? Okay. I'm here to make money. So number 1, in order for us to do this, we have to rent, then rank. Okay. Get the rank and rent out of your head. Just forget about it. Like, it's period, right? Or go find me someone that's actually done rank and rent and scaled to 100K a month. You bring them to me and I'm happy. I would love, you know what I'd love to do? Somebody arranges for me. I'd spend a handsome amount of money. Somebody go find me somebody that's been able to go from learning about this model to 100K and made as much money as me doing the model, doing it the traditional way. Go find them for me. I would love to hop onto a call. I'm sure you guys love it too. I'd love to hop on a live and debate which model's better. Okay. And talk about it pound for pound, which one's better. This is the model. Rank and rent is the name everyone calls it, but I'm telling you that it is a perfectly broken model if you do it the traditional way. It has to be rent and rank if you want to do it for $500 or less, period. I started doing rent then rank because I needed to scale. I had $60,000 in debt. I didn't have 6 to 12 months and enough money to build 100, 200 websites and see what stuck. Okay, period. Second thing we need to do, we need to get very, very, very specific on what we're looking to do here. Okay. If you're looking to start a rank and rent business, you need to get very, very specific. And I'm going to explain what I'm talking about. But when I was in 2019, December, I was at 8 to 10K per month. Most of that was SEO. Okay. What I see commonly happen with people that follow the traditional model, they get in and they realize it's going to take 6 to 12 months before they're going to make money, right? At the minimum. And so they take on these other jobs, start doing SEO, they start doing this, start doing that. And next thing they know, it's 3 years later and they have an SEO business. They have a web design business. They have this business, that business, the rest. And they're not even doing rank and rent. They're not even doing rent then rank. Let me correct myself. Okay. 2019, December, I'm making 8 to 10 grand a month. Most of it's SEO. I think I had one flat fee deal and maybe a pay-per-lead deal. I don't even remember. Okay. It was not much. And I was almost ready to give up on this model because all the people I knew that were making money in this space were making money selling a program, selling a course, not doing the business model. Okay. Luckily, I was smart enough and I stuck to it long enough. And I realized that I have got to scale up this model. I haven't given it a fair chance. And the reason I'm bringing this up is one of the things that really helped me scale, because in December, I was making 8 to 10K of SEO money, basically. And by July, the month of July, we did 100K per month. Here's what I did is I got very, very specific on what I was doing. And what I mean by that is and for you that want to start a business, you that want to start a rank and rent business for less than $500, you need to do the following. You need to pick one service. Okay. This is a no-brainer. This is a duh, but I just need to remind you, if you're going to do a rank and rent business, stop doing SEO deals. Okay. Stop doing SEO deals. They're going to distract you. We need to do one service. And for me in 2020, when I really ramped this up, I got rid of my SEO. I got rid of my social media. I got rid of all these clients. I didn't just throw them to the wind. I put in strategic partnerships and I still made money, but I was I bought my time back. Okay. And I can go into that in another video of how I did the strategic partnerships. That was a great move. You have to just focus on one specific service that you offer. And that has got to be local lead generation or selling leads. Okay. That's number one. Number two, I would highly recommend for you to be able to make money and start a business for $500 or less. You need to get very specific and choose one niche. If you go into this and you're in 4 different niches, you're going to have to learn the ins and the outs of all these different niches and the ins and outs and the keyword lists and the ads and the landing pages. And what should this look like? And oh, I need to sound like an expert. Go into one niche. In 2020, that niche for me was tree service. I don't recommend it as much as I did then, although you can still find deals. But for me in 2020, I chose one niche and that was tree service. So that was my primary focus. And then I had a bunch of these sites that I couldn't sell that I sold as well. That's how we built our agency, is on tree service and all the sites that we had built. Okay. Next. Okay. We need to have a criteria for exactly what type of city we are looking for. Okay. And I'm going to just tell you right now, quit basing it on population. Population is the dumbest metric ever. Who cares how big the city is? I always share this example. Would you rather, if I was going to give you a website that was completely ranked for all the major keywords in the artificial grass niche, would you rather take the website that was ranked in New York City or the one that was ranked in Queen Creek, Arizona, or Gilbert, Arizona, or whatever? Okay. One is, I don't even know, millions of people. One is probably 100,000 or less, or 50,000 or less. I haven't even checked the population recently. You would want me to give you the one that's in Arizona. You would want me to give you the Gilbert or the Queen Creek, even though the New York one is 1 million population. And if you're going off population, that makes no sense, right? Wrong. Who cares about population? What matters is demand. What matters is how many people in that area are searching for that thing. Okay. In my town right now, Everyone has artificial grass. Everyone's moving to artificial grass. You go an hour up the road to this little town called Cedar City. I don't know if there's a square foot of artificial grass. It snows. People don't have the palm tree. It's not really the vibe, right? And even if the population is bigger, I wouldn't go into it because it doesn't have the volume. So we have to figure out what is our criteria for picking a city. And guys, for the love, stop saying the word population, because population doesn't matter. We want as little a population as possible, and but still have as much demand as possible, right? And typically, the smaller the city, the smaller the city, the less competition there is, right? So great. Let's go into smaller cities. Just make sure that they have enough volume. But the opposite, we don't want to go in as big a cities as possible because we're going to spend our entire lives trying to rank that website. Stop worrying about population. Okay. So we need to get a specific criteria of how we choose a city. That is something that we provide in our program. But if you're doing this on your own, you need to have that and you need to come up with that. Okay. Number 4, we need to be very clear on what type of a deal structure we are going to accept. Okay. We are not going to do pay per lead. We are not going to do commission. We are not going to do JV. We are not going to do whatever it is. We are going to do flat fee. And if you don't want to do flat fee, I'm moving on to somebody else. I would rather take no deal than a pay per lead deal. And I know that's contrary to what everyone else in this space is telling you. And everyone else is telling you, go do a commission deal, go do a pay per lead deal, and then convert it. Good luck. That's like giving your kids that's like giving your kids candy for dinner for a month. And then the month after saying, actually, you got to do your vegetables first. And then you get the candy. Then you get the dessert. It ain't going to go over well. Okay. And you're going to go through a lot of people throwing a lot of fits. Set the freaking expectations from day one. Quit thinking that going in and doing a pay per lead deal is a nice way and then we can convert it. Okay. It doesn't work. It does not work. I have done it like once and it was like pulling teeth. And the only reason they agreed to it is because us going to a flat fee deal was a better deal for them. So it would have been more advantageous that I stayed at the pay per lead deal. Stop listening to people that don't make their money from actually doing the thing, guys. I don't know how many times I got to say it. Check people, ask them, how much money is this guy making, man? I'm watching his videos. How much money has he made from the thing, dude? That's what you need to be asking. Quit listening to what they're saying unless you know what they're making. You want to know how much I'm making? Go look at my tax returns, which, by the way, you can find inside the Facebook group. And if you can't get in the Facebook group, get a damn profile picture, man. Quit looking like you're spamming the universe and then complaining. Make yourself look like a normal person. If you created a Facebook page 10 days ago, you ain't getting in my group, man. You better send me a DM and explain it, right? I'm not in this to pump up my numbers on my free Facebook group. I'm in there to provide value. So if you're one of those people, it's like, I've tried for a month, go look at your profile. That's probably a reason why. Or this is a side rant. When I asked you questions when you got in the group, did you answer them or did you just think that I was going to let you in? I got 500. Let me tell you how many I got right now, guys. I'm not the guy that gives a crap about how many people is in this Facebook group. The less, the better, honestly. Let me tell you right now. Inside of the free Facebook group, I currently have, I'll show you. I'll even show you right now. I have 520 new member requests. I got 14 already today. See if you can see that. Okay. 520 people. If I wanted to do numbers, I could add all 520. Guys, if you want to get in the Facebook group, which I highly recommend you get into, get a profile that looks like a human. Okay. Look like a human and don't create a new one today and think you're going to get in and don't not answer the question and think I'm going to let you in. It's not how I roll. Okay. Anyway, I regress. Okay. Make sure that we go and we do one deal structure and listen to people that actually make money doing this. Flat fee is the only way to roll. That's it. Okay. Next thing. We need to have a specific contract in mind. We need to know exactly what we're looking for. Are we going to accept month to month? Are we going to accept whatever? I go into every deal and I'm getting a 6-month contract. The only way I'm not getting a 6-month contract is if it's July 1st or June, July, somewhere in there. Because by doing a 6-month contract in July, that puts our contract ending in December, which is the worst time for a contract to end and try to roll them into a year. Why do I know this? Because I freaking do this. I've been doing this for almost 7 years. I'm not somebody who did it, made 10 grand one time, and I have a program. I've been doing this. I've made millions of dollars doing rank and rent, then rank, before I even started talking about this. That's the advantage I have on every other schmuck out there right now that's talking about this, okay? That is number 5. Number 6 is, this is where we're going to segue into me reviewing the steps. Have an exact one sales process that you're going to follow. Okay. There's a lot of ways to attract customers. Yes, we can ask for referrals. Yes, we can go wrap our car. Yes, we can go and we can, sit down with people that maybe have our clients. Yes, we can go and get on podcasts and do a newsletter. There's a million different ways to attract customers. Okay. Or to go get customers. And the problem with a lot of these groups is they give you so many suggestions that you do all of them and therefore have success in none of them. And for me and my group and my program, Digital Landlords, we follow one sales process, and that is the process of sending leads in advance and doing it without even having a website and closing with a very meticulous sales process that if we do X, Y, and Z, it will spit out a deal. I don't do other stuff. I don't even ask for referrals. Am I proud of that? Not necessarily. I think I'm leaving money on the table. I don't do a bunch of other stuff. That's how I get my clients, is we follow the same process, and we're so good at it that it works again and again and again and again. Okay. And the last thing I want to say is make sure you go into every deal with a minimum price point. Don't go in saying, let's see if I can get $1,000 a month and then be okay accepting 800. I go into every deal, and if I can't get $1,500 a month, it's not a deal. Okay. Now, if you're brand new and you're trying to get that first deal, I understand where you can be, but the more clear you guys can get on exactly what you're looking for, the more success that you're going to have. Okay. When you start getting very focused on all of these things and you say one niche, one city, one sales process, one contract length, one deal structure, all of these things, all of a sudden, contrary to what you think that when I offer 100 different services, my income's going to explode. It's the opposite. You start spending all your time in all these different areas and you offer a crappy service that nobody wants. Okay. Get good at one thing. Lastly, and I know I said lastly already, but make sure that you set a deadline. If you're looking to start a rank and rent business and you have $500 or less to spend on it, you need to set a deadline. I'm going to have a deal by this date. I'm not just going to infinitely do this forever. I'm going to have a deal by this date. Okay. Period. You need to set a deadline. And guys, I want to do this. I want to just really quickly, for those that haven't been on some of our other shows, maybe this is your first time hearing me. Maybe this is your first show you've been on, your first Makin Hay with Dre episode. I want to go over our sales process, just the high level step-by-step process of what we do every single time to get a deal. And I'm talking every single time. Okay. Step 1, choose a city and niche. I understand you probably have 100 questions with that, but that is step 1. Choose a city and niche. Step 2, build a list. Build a list of prospects. Build a list of business owners who are actually paying for ads, actually paying for leads. They're already sold on paying for advertising. You don't have to go and convince them. Step 3, set up a one-pager and run ads to the one-pager and start generating leads. Now, here's the dope part. If you're on this right now and you already have websites that are trickling in a couple leads, you can use that website as long as the landing page is good, as long as the landing page is converting. You don't have to go build a one-pager. What I did in 2020 is I had a bunch of these sites. Maybe they would get 1 lead, 2 leads a month. I would run ads to those websites that were already built, and then we would sell the website and we were good to go. So you don't have to build a one-pager if you already have a website. Okay, but that's step 3. Step 4, take the leads that are coming in, go get a business owner on the hook. Go tell the business owner you'll give them a couple leads if they'll listen to you on a potential proposal in a couple of days. Again, I know I could spend an hour, 2 hours, 5 hours on each one of these steps, and that's exactly what I do inside Digital Landlords, but I'm giving you guys the framework. Okay, that's step 4. Step 5, send the leads. And by the way, pro tip, live transfer those leads. Okay, that's all I need to say. Step 6, eliminate the objections. Make a list of any possible objection. Got to talk to my partner. Got to talk to my spouse. Don't like contracts. Too expensive. I don't trust you. Let me see some reviews. Make a list of all possible objections and eliminate Don't wait to overcome the objection. I know. Grant Cardone has training out there that talks about when they object, what you should say. I'm here to tell you it is 100% more effective to eliminate the objection than to wait for the objection and try to overcome it. Okay. In step 7, get on a Zoom call. Yes, a Zoom call, not a phone call, a Zoom call, a whatever video call, whatever, Google Meet, and close the freaking deal. Okay. And then guess what? You take that money, you have a credit card, you have a contract, you use that to build out the website, to do the SEO, to do the GMB. And as it starts to rank, you can slowly turn down your ads and increase your profit margin. And by the way, following my method, the least amount you're going to make is 40%. Okay. And I can explain that in future videos, and I have explained that, but I never make less than 40%. So even if I never rank my website, I am going to make 40%. That's including running ads. That's including spending money on hosting and whatever domain. I make 40% and it only goes up from there. Tell me another business model that it starts at 40%. Most business models, and in fact, we just barely had somebody join our program that has that does drop shipping and sets up these stores and everything for people. And the margins are like 10%, dude. 10%. Okay. I've got sites that have 95% profit margin. Not too shabby. Okay. Guys, if you follow that sales process and you take the things that I told you, you could legitimately go and start a rank and rent business. And this is exactly what I do. You drop me off in a city and you say, hey, we're going to do a little undercover billionaire, undercover millionaire, like they did. They had that show on whatever. This is exactly what I would do. Exactly what I would do. If they said you have $100, I would go and I would increase. I'd take the $100 and I'd try to use that to live and get myself $500 to $1,000. And I would go follow this exact same framework that I just laid out to go and get my first, second, third. That's how I get to 10K, like that. Is I would literally follow this process. So again, just a quick recap is you need to use the rent then rank model, guys. I think everyone gets into this and they hear these people talking. They go, oh, I need to do rank and rent because rent then rank, you got to spend money on ads. Dog, you got to spend money either way, right? And let's make sure that we have some context. We're talking about $500. We're talking about a couple $1,000 if you do this multiple times, right? Do you know what it costs? This is what I talked about. I think it was last call. You know what it costs to start a McDonald's? It's a minimum investment. You have to have like 1.2 to 2.6 or 2.8 cash, bro. Okay. To start a tanning salon, it's 100 and something to 500 something. It's like $250,000 average, right? To start a Jimmy John's, you need like 500K liquid. We need some context, guys. $500, $1,000, couple $1,000. This is stupid. This is fake. Half the time I'm like, how is it possible there's a model that you can start for this amount of money and go make and have the upside that we have? Okay. You need to do, just a quick recap, we need to do rent and rank, and we need to get very specific on what we're going to offer. Local lead generation. We're going to offer leads. Okay. Not SEO, not websites, not whatever, leads. Okay. We need to know what niche. We're going to focus on one niche. We're going to go into one type of city. We're going to have a specific criteria for what is a good city, what is not. We're going to have one deal structure, okay? Flat fee. We're going to have one contract option. That's it, unless it's the wrong time of year. We're going to have one sales process. We're not going to do 14 different sales strategies until we master one. Why we go into the next one? We call it lead acquisition channel, whatever verb you want to use. We do one. I've been milking and running up the one that I teach, the one that I've just talked about. I've been using the same one since early 2020, and I've made millions and millions and millions of dollars doing it. And I have now gone on to teach however many people now, hundreds of people, the exact same one. And we have students making $50,000 per month. We got people like my little brother that went from 0 to 7,500 in 90 days using the same sales process. Why we got 14 different lead acquisition channels that we're trying when we don't even have one that works. Okay. Choose one, stick with it, master it, get good at it, pay to learn it. Just be the best at that specific strategy, and you will watch your income go through the roof. Okay. And lastly, set a minimum freaking price point and know when your deadline is. Put a deadline on yourself, man. A lot of times we get into this and we start doing it and it's like, well, whether we get a deal next month or whether we get a deal in 2027, we're happy. What? Guys, like, how much longer are you guys going to stay in a position that you hate? How much longer are you going to keep punching the clock at these jobs that you hate? For some of you, you're going to keep doing it until you get fired, until your company's the next one that announces $10,000 10,000 people getting laid off. Don't be the guy, don't be the gal that gets caught with their pants down, that gets fired, instead of build something that allows them to transition. When they see the writing on the wall, they can successfully and gradually and smoothly transition. Okay. How many more quarters do we have to be in a recession as an economy before you guys start building something? Before you start creating an income stream that is semi-passive? Before you start creating an income stream that you own, that you control? How many more quarters? Okay. I talk about this a lot. How many more times are you going to sit there and tell your kids you can't we're not staying in that hotel because, whatever. And you got to tell them some BS story that when really it's money. How much longer do you have to order off that side of the menu or look at the price of the what you go to guys, this is like, we got one life, man. We got one life, whatever it is you believe in. I don't care if it's God or whatever. You cannot tell me that you were put here to freaking scrimp by and be broke and barely eke by. You cannot tell me that's why you were put on this earth. Okay. And I get it. Money's not everything, but in order to do the thing that you feel called to do, you need money. You need to escape the matrix. You need to escape the rat race. You need to have passive income that pays you more than your bills. That's when life starts. Okay. And I have a YouTube video about that, about life starts when you do this thing. I'm telling you guys, if you have not experienced going to bed and knowing you don't have to wake up tomorrow, if you just don't feel like it, maybe tomorrow you just decide you want to take the kids to breakfast and you want to go to the park, you want to go to the beach, and you want to book a last second flight to Mexico because you can. That's when life starts. That's when the world becomes your oyster. That's when life becomes like this very exciting, oh my gosh, my bills are taken care of. I don't have to work. Now I can spend my time doing work that actually matters. Okay. I get it. I'm not passionate about building Weebly websites either. I'm not really that passionate about the concrete niche. I'm not really that stoked to do due diligence or to learn about backlinks or to do SEO or to figure out how I'm going to get around the GMB. That's not really my passion, dog. Okay. But you know what is my passion? Is freaking going and building something that's going to change the world. But in order for me to do that, I have got to escape the rat race. I've got to escape the matrix. And I can think of no better business model. Yes, if you're a talented entertainer and you're an A-list celebrity and you're whatever, you're lucky, because the rest of us are the vanilla whatever, and we got to figure it out with something else. And this is something that an average person with average skill sets and average in every way can take and go and make professional money and escape the rat race, escape the matrix, and go and build something that allows them to go and fulfill that higher calling, whatever it is you're called to do. And maybe it is to make as much money as possible and to build generational wealth for your children and your grandchildren, and your great-grandchildren. Maybe that's it. And that's cool too. Okay. But guys, all I would ask in closing here and as I wrap up is, how many more months do you have to say no to opportunities? Do you have to be broke? Do you have to keep ordering on the wrong side of the menu? Not the wrong side, but the side that you wouldn't choose if you didn't have to. How many more months is it going to take before you actually make a change? Are you going to be the person that has to wait until you get woken up by getting fired, or you get woken up by a kid asking you a question that is soul piercing? Hey, why don't we go to Disneyland? Little Timmy is going every other month, or he's going every year. They're in Disneyland. Why can't we go, Dad? Why can't we go, Mom? And you know deep down it's because you were scared to jump into this. Okay. How many more times you gotta have those experiences? because all I know is I'm not getting any younger, man. And I think, and this is something I want you guys to walk away with today. I heard Hermosi say this, Alex Hermosi. Shout out to you, Mr. Alex Hermosi. I know you've affected a lot of people. A lot of people love your content and keep putting it out. If you ever hear this video, he said, when I was in my 20s, this is him speaking. He said when he was in his 20s, all he wanted to do was be rich. All he wanted to do was make money. All he wanted to do is hit a certain level of income. And now he's in his 30s and he has that income. He is rich. He is wealthy, whatever he wants to define it. And he's like, I would give every dollar that I have to be in my 20s again. Okay, guys, you can't buy your time back. You cannot buy your time back. That's the only thing that you can't buy back. But you know what's crazy is you can buy other people's experience and therefore buy time. You can't buy your time back, but you can buy time. You can buy future time that you would spend by buying other people's experience. Okay, guys, I appreciate you for being on the show. I appreciate your questions. I'm going to do a couple screenshots here in a moment. And anyway, I know there's a lot of questions that people wanted me to address, and there's things that I want to cover. Like I'm seeing some comments, guys. Again, go get to work. I'm gonna. In fact, let me do this really quick. Here, let me do this. Let me go like this. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot everyone's questions here. Hang tight. So we're gonna go like this. Okay, and then I'm gonna do one more screenshot. So I have your questions. I'm gonna address one question though as we end because it's been asked multiple times. By the way, Spencer Humphreys, what's up, cuz? That's actually my cousin. What's up, dude? Good to see you getting into this. Appreciate you being on. Okay. Somebody keeps asking. Okay. M says Ipe's vid felt a bit bitter. His main criticism that you need to own the asset, not just run a Google's ad agency. Yeah. Just for your sake, I don't even want to explain the context, but no, I got no beef over there, man. In fact, you guys saw I put a video out. Like if I love, like, appreciate and have bought somebody's course and I think it's good, I'll recommend it, right? So as far as it goes, like I don't even really have a ton of time to even think about that. But what I would say, guys, is that we don't teach to just set up an ad and get a deal and stop, right? We teach to do exactly rank and rent, but we just teach you to do it after you have money coming in. We want you to rank. We want you to build that. You have to. That's what makes this model so sexy, is owning the asset. Okay. So just don't be confused. We do, but I focus and I talk primarily on this channel, on my TikTok, on my YouTube, or on my Facebook group. We talk about getting the deal because everyone else is talking about building the site and backlinks and all this different stuff. But guys, if all you have is websites that are producing leads, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. So anyway, I got no beef. I like Ipe, I like Dan. I appreciate those guys. And there's no hard feeling, no bad blood or anything like that. So, so take that as you may, but those guys are dope. We're cool. Guys, appreciate you being on, and we'll see you guys next